Dear Mr. Hull's Attorney General, I have written to you on many occasions regarding the suppression order of 2 killers and 2 sex offenders on my mother, Murray Green Sedan. So now I send you this DVD, hoping that you will listen to what I have to say. Regarding the suppression order on my mother, it has been 10 years since her murder. Her name was Murray Green Sedan. She was 73 years of age and she was murdered at Seaford in the year 2000 by 2 youth offenders aged 15 and 16. They had robbed her the day before and gone through her whole house and turned it upside down and taken items. My mother had reported to the police, but the police said they could not come down to her, and that was on a Saturday morning as they were busy, and my mother could not go to the police station with my brother in tow who had a disability, and she could not stand for long, so she was not able to attend. And yes, the police did come back on a Monday to her murdered body, as they were called. The day after the first robbery, the 2 youths entered my mother's house at 10 to 10 on October the 15th, when my mother had rang me to tell me they were there. I was not home and she left a message on my answering machine. They were her last words to me, and the fear in her voice and the knowing nobody can understand. But to hear it is devastating. The 2 killers did not get to have a trial. There was a plea bargain which we had no choice in, which we were told that there had to be, and that was all there was to it. The 2 offenders kept blaming each other, so they were charged for aiding and abetting and for manslaughter. I believe in rehabilitation, but to have rehabilitation you have to have remorse. If you have no remorse you can't be rehabilitated. These 2 offenders had none. While they were in the juvenile centre, they rang me as they were unsupervised, and they sang dirty sexual ditties to me. They also rang with a death threat to my son, and they were laughing in the background. Then while in the juvenile centre, the younger one threatened staff, and then the older one attacked a girl that was on work placement. He had to be pulled off her by some other youths. He had shattered her ankle, and the whole incident was hidden up. I'd like to know why there's no investigation, and if there was it, why wasn't I told about it? As for the young girl, they would not drive her, I should say they would not get an ambulance for her, so they drove her to the hospital. Because if they got an ambulance they would have to report it. But the young girl took the case to the county court and she was given money in the end. And at this time, other incidents happened as well. And with the older one, he has broken his parole twice. Once back in 2007 when he was let out. Within a matter of 2 weeks, then he was put back in. And just recently, he was let out last year in November, and in 2 weeks again, he broke his parole, committing another crime. And we were all told to write submissions to the parole board, and many of us did, so that he would be put back in jail for breaking his parole. I always believed if someone broke their parole that they went back to jail, and so does everyone else believe that. But I was wrong. That is not the law. I don't understand why, but he didn't end up back in jail. He is out living with an ex-policeman, and he's got a girlfriend. It was stated in court it does not worry them, and that's fine for them. But what worries me is that he never went back to jail for breaking his parole. What sort of a message does this send out to youth offenders? It's saying, break your parole, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean you'll go back to jail. And as for the parole board, after writing all those submissions, I was told that it wasn't in their power to send him back to jail. So why did they tell us to write submissions? They said it was up to the judge at the Geelong court where the offender was. So I would like it explained to me and explained to everyone else that wants to know. And we do want to know why. Going back to my mother's murder, which is something I and my family have to live with every day, especially my brother who's disabled and was there on the night of the murder, where the 2 offenders came in, and one of the offenders had been known to the family for 7 years. They threatened my brother, cut him on the face,